Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to test dozens of Facebook ads fast, because that's going to allow you to find the winners fast and scale them. Because here's the truth. Most Facebook ads, or honestly ads in general, will fail. Only about 1 in 10, maybe if you're lucky, 2 in 10 Facebook ads will actually be profitable. That's why one of the most important things you can do to scale your ads and get good results with ads is test creative fast. All right, I test probably 25 to 50 different ads a week in my own account, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in here today. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna jump through my campaign structure. So I'll open up my ad account and show you guys how I have the structure for the ad account based on the objective. Because I'll have one for that's gonna be leads and messenger. That's a different setup than I would for a sales campaign or even a booked call campaign. So I'll jump in and show you guys the structure of that first. Second, I'll show you guys how I create these ads fast, right? And then finally, I'll share with you guys my personal schedule that I follow every single week so you can replicate it and have new ads in your account every single week on autopilot, okay? Without it's like spending so much time thinking about how do I do this, all right? I'm just gonna give it to you guys exactly how I do it, all right? So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so I'm on here on my computer, and like I said before, based on the different objective you have, there's gonna be different campaign structures. And if you guys have seen some of my older videos, I have actually bounced around from these different strategies and campaign structures quite a lot, and I'll tell you what I like right now. Okay, so I'm going to start with a leads-based campaign because this is what I do a lot of service-based businesses. I help a lot of coaches, consultants get clients. And how we test creatives is we actually still stick with ABO testing right now. Honestly, 3 months ago, I would have said, hey, do CBO. But here's what I've just found with ABO testing. And if you guys don't know what ABO versus CBO is, all it means here is, are we putting the budget at the campaign level? And when I do that, I can have multiple audiences inside of here, right? Multiple audiences inside of here, multiple ad sets. And Facebook is going to determine which of the audiences in the ad sets is performing the best, and it'll allocate all the spend to that. And then the other campaign structure is ABO. ABO stands for ad set budget optimization. And with this strategy, I can say, hey, I'm going to put $30 or $100 just to this audience to serve these ads. It forces spin to that specific audience with these ads. Now, the reason I like this better right now is because when we're optimizing for leads or messages and I do a CBO campaign, what's going to happen here is Facebook is going to find me the lowest cost leads. But the lowest cost leads doesn't mean book calls or sales, okay? I've tried to optimize this, and I know there's a lot of people who are like, you should do CBO, but I'm telling you right now, what we're doing in our accounts is we are doing for a leads-based objective or a messenger objective, we have one campaign and we will have multiple different ad sets inside of here. And each of the ad set typically has the best audience that's worked for our account. And we're testing new concepts inside of each of these ad sets. Okay, so let me repeat that. Same exact audience in each of these ad sets. Okay, I mean, maybe a minor change, but I'm just gonna say the same. Okay, very similar audiences. And then inside of here, all they are doing is testing different concepts. And I'm gonna show you guys that in a second when I go to my ad account. But I just wanna share, this is the campaign structure that we do when we're optimizing for leads and messages. Because again, I might get a $50 message, but if all those messages are booking calls, I'm going to keep running those campaigns. I care about my cost per lead, my cost per message, but not nearly the amount as I care about my cost per call and cost per client. Again, leads-based objectives or messenger-based objectives, this is the campaign structure that we use, okay? Now, with the optimize for schedules or optimize for purchases, they're kind of really one and the same. I do like using CBO campaigns for these. And the reason for that is I can put budget into multiple audiences if I want to. And again, I'm optimizing for book calls. And typically I have some sort of qualification form on my book call page. So only people who are qualified will book. So because of that, I honestly don't care. Facebook, you find the best audience, just get me book calls, okay? And then the same thing for purchases. All right. I've been doing a lot more Advantage Plus audiences for purchases, and Advantage Plus just allows the Facebook algorithm to find more people beyond the audience you select. I'm just going very broad and letting Facebook do its thing. And I do that with purchase campaigns. And again, I do CBO because again, I'm just going to say, hey, Facebook, here's $100. Go find me as many customers who will give me money as possible. Okay. So that's the campaign structure set up as a quick overview. Now let me show you how that looks in an actual account. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my account as the demo here. We're going to first just talk about the ABO setup, okay, the campaign setup. All right, so this is my account. You'll see I have this labeled as ABO. That's the type of ad or the structure of the campaign. And then I just have the name of the lead magnet or the offer that I'm promoting. This is my free mini course. Okay. So inside of here, you'll see that these are all broad-based audiences. I vary the ages just a tiny bit, but for the most part, these are extremely broad audiences that I know have won for me. Broad audiences do really well. And the only difference really between most of these, again, there's some age difference in here, and there's one lookalike stack that I'm testing, but the main difference here is the actual creative inside, okay? So I have ideally the same audience, right? And then inside of these, there are different concepts. This one here is a text-based ad. That's the concept that helps me remember what's inside. This one's a computer-based mockup. This is a side-by-side comparison. This is a tweet variation. I'll show you guys that in a second. This is just a story. I'll open these up in a second, but I was in my sauna recovery spot. I just took a screenshot of my computer. It was on my lap and put some text on there, put different text variations, and that's that. And then this one over here is just a Loom video, and it's got different variations inside, okay? So again, all these are at about $100 to $200 a day, and I'm just testing different concepts against one another by putting the same different creatives concepts in front of the same audience. Okay, so let me just show you what this looks like. Inside of here, when I do this, ideally we have between 3 to 5 ads for a test. Okay, so I just launched this yesterday, and how I optimize these is I optimize them for qualified leads. So when you look at that, you're like, you'd spend $100 for a lead? No, we got more leads coming through, but this is for a qualified lead. And again, it's a new campaign. So inside of here, it's $100 a day. And you can see all of these are pretty much, I'm just gonna push preview, are very, very similar. Okay, they're the exact same structure, right? The only thing that's different is the words. Okay, so you can see sign 10 to 20 clients a month. This one says without cold DMs. What was that last one say? Steal the 5 simple secrets. And this I think has the 3-step system, right? So it's just like tiny little changes with these concepts, right? This one has a little bit different text here, okay? This one looks really similar to the first one. Oh, this one just says without posting viral content. The first one said without sending cold DMs, right? But they're just tiny minor changes. They're tiny, tiny minor changes between these. This one says Facebook ads. The last one said Instagram ads. But they're pretty much the same ad, a tiny slight change. We don't want to put a bunch of different ads into an ad set because when we do that, we don't really know what works. And if you do have this set up right, you're going to find the winner pretty fast. So this is how I like to structure my campaigns. It keeps it very clean and simple for me and allows me to test these concepts really fast. All right. So that's the text-based one. If I jump into the computer mock-up one, I think I put 6 in here. But again, these are extremely similar. The ad strategy we use to sign 20 clients a month, struggling to sign more clients. I just rearrange some of the text. Okay. It's very simple. Need more online clients, right? Ad strategy we use to sign 20 clients a month. I think that's very similar than the last one I did, the first one. Okay, this is more of the offer. 20 plus modules, 7 AI prompts to sign 10, 20 clients a month, right? But you can see that's how I have this structured, right? Very simple, just minor changes. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through the rest of these here. This one over here, this has just got cold DMs, essentially versus Facebook, Instagram ads. And I have white background versus black background. And I have one of them is posting content and one of them is sending cold DMs, okay? Very, very minor change, but again, testing the same concept, okay? One of the easiest ways to do this, honestly, and these actually are getting really good cost per lead, is just doing this on your iPhone, okay? Like I took a screenshot, again, this is at my sauna recovery spot, and I was there for 10, 20 minutes just before I started my sauna session, and I just put a couple different variations of text in my iPhone story app, right? On your iPhone, on Instagram, made a story, and then I just saved all of these to my phone, right? And again, they're just minor variations in copy and text. This one's doing the best, okay? So hope that gives you some inspiration there, right? That's how I have that structured for a leads or messenger-based campaign. Now, if you're doing a sales campaign, it's gonna be different, right? So this is gonna be for another client. Again, how we have this structured is we are using the campaign budget. And then if I jump into campaign here, these are selling a $10 guide. And some of these have done really, really well because the average order value is about $16 from this. But for us, we typically just keep launching new creatives and the new creatives in the CBO campaign. And I think this campaign's at $225 a day. And we have some like top of funnel, just boosting his best content to get more profile views. And that's helping us feed this engine for more sales here. We just started this last week and we're getting about $300 to $350 a day of purchases with this. And previously we were breaking even right here. So we're starting to like feed the top of it and then excluding its followers. And then people naturally get retargeted with these. So again, with this one campaign inside of here, it's a campaign budget, and we just keep launching new creatives into this on a weekly basis, and they just compete against one another, right? But yeah, most of these have done really good. If I put $1 in, this is a $10 guide, and we're getting $1, 40, 60, 40, $2 out, like that's pretty solid. You know what I mean? So that's how we have that structured. It's honestly, coming back to this, one of the simplest approaches ever, because you're just optimizing for a purchase. You don't care the quality of the purchase. But the reason we do ABO, again, on the leads-based ones or the messenger ones, is we do care about quality. I don't just want a lead. I eventually want a book call. But by the way I have that funnel structured is I need enough leads to come through to determine if they're quality or not. So that's why we do ABO for leads and messages, and I do CBO for schedules and purchases. All right. So that's how I do that. Now, I needed to share that first. Now, again, that might be like kind of nerdy and you're like, all right, Matt, just get me to the section where you tell me how to make ads fast. And that's what we're gonna jump into. All right. So real quick, I'm gonna jump over to my iPad first because I need to talk to you guys more about the psychology of this and the structure of this. Then what we'll do is we'll jump over into how to make these ads really fast. All right. Because again, if you're spending less than $100 a day, probably like launch 1 to 2 new concepts every single week, right? So new batches of ads. And again, just minor changes, right? 1 to 2 is fine, right? I honestly have some clients who do it every 2 weeks because if they're working really well, they don't have like a big desire and urge to create new creatives, right? For us, we spend closer to $1,000 a day. So I'm dropping in anywhere from 3 to 6 new concepts a week. So for me, a lot of that's like, 3 to 4 sets of static images and 2 to 3 sets of new video ads, right? Now for the video ads, the only thing that's going to be really different, like you guys saw for the text-based ads a second ago, the difference there is the text that's on the screen, right? The image looks pretty much the same. The text is a little different. For the video ads, the only thing that's different is typically going to be the hook, the thing that I say, right, at the start of the video. Everything else pretty much stays the exact same, right? So same body, and I'll just film 3 to 5 hooks, and then I will put that in that same exact structure I just showed you there and let Facebook do its thing, okay? Now, let's come back to the iPad. Now, this is important, okay? For this to work, you got to do this right, okay? When I'm making these ad concepts, okay, I'm going to say ad concept rules, okay? The rules for this needs to be for one avatar. Okay, one avatar. So when I say that, I wouldn't launch a concept and have one concept call out knee pain, one concept call out shoulder pain, and one concept call out back pain. Because the reason for this is ads learn, okay, they learn at the ad set level, okay, who to target, okay? This is extremely important. So when I say this means that your ads are gonna work together to get that person to convert, okay? I used to think ads were in silos. They're not. Okay, so all 3 or 5 of the ads that you have are going to help train your pixel, going to train your ad account for the people that are likely to engage with this ad. So if you had, a shoulder pain, a knee pain, and a back pain person all being targeted in the same ad set, Facebook has no idea who to serve it to. It has no idea. It's like, well, probably somebody's got some chronic pain everywhere because one ping, like, all right, this one ad, I got an impression. At least serve them another ad that's a different avatar because you put it in there wrong. And they're like, oh, this isn't for me, right? So all of the ads, one avatar, right? One avatar, per ad set, okay? That's extremely important, okay? Per ad set, honestly, I like to do this even per campaign, but at a minimum per ad set, okay? Because that's gonna mess up your stuff, all right? So always have one avatar per ad set or campaign, all right? Rule number 2 is it needs to go to the same offer, okay? So same offer. Now, the only time I would ever change that is if we're having a really low click-through rate, like the ads are just not landing and you're like, dude, this stinks. I have had some clients where we will put in different offers to the same audience to see, okay, which of these offers converts better, but that's not necessarily testing the same concept, right? Because ideally we find a winning offer, right? It could be a VSL, free training. It could be just a direct work with me, or it could be a mini course, it could be a live webinar, it could be a challenge, whatever. But ideally, once this thing is up and running, right? Not necessarily during testing phase, but once this thing is running, we want to have it go to the same offer, Okay. Again, this is because I'm just going to point back up to this. The ads work together, right? They work together to find the right person. If you hit them with a bunch of different offers, they're kind of left confused. Sometimes we see ads that are in ad sets that actually work as supporting ads. Okay. What I mean by that is you might have an ad that gets a bunch of impressions but it gets no leads. And then you have another ad in an ad set that's getting extremely low cost leads. And then you might think, I'm going to turn off this ad. It's getting way too much spend, but it's not getting any leads. And then when you do that, the winning ad in your ad set starts to be way more expensive. And you're like, wait a second, I'm forcing spend to the one that's working. But what you didn't know is, again, the ads in the ad set work together to get you leads. The learning happens at the ad set level, okay? Happens at the ad set level. So to make this thing really efficient, when we are scaling these campaigns, we want to make sure we have the same offer per ad set, okay? So same avatar, same offer, because the ads work together, all right? Really important. All right, number 3, okay? This is gonna actually play again off of the avatar. And this is the same level of market awareness, okay? So same level of market awareness. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so Eugene Schwartz came up with the 5 levels of market awareness, and it's really just how aware somebody is of your product. I do a lot of online coaching, so I actually use 4 levels of market awareness. When I write ads, I don't use his 5. I just don't think they're all necessary. So let me just show this to you, okay? So this is often done in a triangle, but we want to make sure that we're hitting the people up at who are at the same level of awareness of who we are. Okay, so at the top, right, you're going to have people who are, this is going to be aware of you plus your offer. Okay, they know you exist. All right. Now, these type of people are going to work probably better with a testimonial ad, right, or an ad that is directly promoting your service, right? Like, hey, work with me. Here's how you can work with me. Here's how we're better than XYZ. That's somebody who's at the top here. These people are the hottest leads that you've got. Okay. Now, underneath that, this is people who are solution aware. Okay. Solution aware people, color this blue here. So pretty. Like, for instance, I'll use me as an example, as they know that Facebook or Instagram ads is the best way to grow, or they know it's a way to grow. So they are aware the solution for me in my case is ads, okay? So somebody could be aware, okay, I need to learn how to run ads, or I need to run ads, right? That doesn't mean because they're solution aware, they know that I exist or about my offer, right? They don't know that, okay? The level below that is gonna be, I'm just gonna write in the middle, problem aware. Oh man, I gotta color in. These people here know they have a problem, but they don't know about this solution yet, okay? So the problem aware people, for the same example for someone like me who teaches ads, this could be the problem is I'm not signing enough clients, right? So it's like I'll put clients low or money low or potentially even leads. Are you not getting enough leads or calls, right? That's problem aware, okay? And doesn't mean again that they believe that ads are the solution. Doesn't mean that they know I exist, okay? And then the bottom one, the last one, is going to be unaware audience. Okay. Now, this one's extremely powerful, but they don't know they have a problem yet. And as you can see, this is a triangle because there's more people here and there's who have no idea that they have a problem. There's more people who realize they have a problem that don't necessarily believe ads is a solution. And there's more people who believe ads is a solution that don't know exist. So a lot of times when we're running ads, we want to have ads for all 4 of these buckets. But again, coming back up to this same concept that I talked about earlier, is ads learn at the ad set level. So if I have some ads that speak to somebody that knows that paid ads are the solution, hey, here's my paid ads mini course, right? I have another ad in that same ad set that is more leads based. Hey, are you struggling with clients? Get this new strategy that's going to help you grow your business. But it doesn't mention the word ads. It's not going to be a really good test. And those are actually 2 different people. So every time I launch a concept, I'm trying to keep it the same. Coming back to mine, I have the paid ads mini course. The paid ads mini course is very, very solution aware, right? I do sometimes lead with some of these problem aware or unaware angles, but it's a lot harder for me to actually get a lead for my paid ads mini course because that lead magnet itself is very solution aware. Okay. So the lead magnet itself, like the offer, if it was like, hey, the new way to grow a coaching business online, that would be a problem aware, maybe even unaware VSL / offer. Does that make sense? Because even in the video, I might say you got to grow with ads, but I can educate somebody on why they need to do that. All right. So again, let's just come back fact, I want to actually share one more thing because I didn't do this yet, but the unaware audience, you're like, okay, how do I talk to the unaware? They don't know they have a problem. So typically the unaware audience, like for my case, for me to help people get more clients is like almost like, did you know? Did you know you could make X, X per, oh man, my handwriting's bad. Getting excited. Did you know you can make X per month, right? So this is more around like money for me, for my offer, or emotion. Are you just feeling frustrated trying to grow your business? So you lead with like the money or emotion, and then I can attach that to, it's probably because, the problem you have that you don't even realize is that you don't know how to sign clients every single month. You have a low influx of leads. So, I can label that emotion with the problem, right? And then continue throughout the entire funnel to tell them about my solution and how I'm aware of them, or to make them aware of my offer, right? But again, let's just close this thing out, is that your ads are going to learn at the ad set level, okay? So because of that, we don't want to have a unaware, hey, did you know you could make more money? And in the same ad set have, hey guys, here's my paid ads mini course. You're going to get way more clicks on this bottom stuff because it's a way bigger audience of pool of people. You see how big this is versus this right here, right? You're going to get more people clicking this. So it's not going to be a good test of the actual creative because you have a bigger pool of people. Facebook will always give more to the bottom people because there's more people in there. All right. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, cool. I wanted to cover that. And now we'll transition out of this back to the computer here. And what I want to do on the computer is I want to share with you guys how I test the creative as fast as I do. All right. Now, again, I went into a really big depth on the actual psychology of this, and it's very important to understand that before we get into this. So I went through campaign structure and psychology before I even show you guys how to test ads fast, because you have to understand all this stuff. Like if you don't understand the psychology of a buyer, you don't understand where they are, and you don't have a good campaign structure, you're just going to burn a bunch of money on ads. Okay. Now, short little mini pitch here. If you guys are looking for help scaling campaigns, click that link down below in the description. You can book a call with our team. We have a mastermind offer where you can work directly with me for 12 months, bi-weekly calls, once a week group call, in-person events, all that fun stuff. Or you can work with my team for 6 months and it's very intensive, or we'll actually help build the campaigns with you. We'll actually write the ads for you, tell you how to film them, and help you build a booking bot, organizational backend system, CRM, boom, the full shebang. So if you're looking for help for any of those offers, just click that link down below. All right, so now let's jump back into the presentation. So, all right, how I do this every single week. Okay, this is a system. I'm a very systematic person, and it's extremely important to make this part of your routine, because just like posting, if you don't have a set schedule with this, it's not gonna get done. Okay, so when I look at my calendar here, the first place I wanna start off with that allows me to create ads fast is this blocked off time here. Okay, I have 2 hours every week blocked off to content research on ads, as well as organic content. This is gonna be like short form content. Sometimes this doesn't take me but 30 minutes, but I always overblock the calendar because stuff happens, right? So during this time, the first thing I do when I'm looking for inspiration is I'm gonna go to Instagram, all right? And every Wednesday for 1 to 2 hours a week, I will just scroll on my phone. All right. It's time for me just to consume with a purpose. And that might be like going to the Reels tab, or it could be like going to another content creator's page that's in your niche, or a niche that's maybe a little adjacent to it. So like, for us, we help coaches run ads. I could also look at a drop shipping creator's brand. I could also look at an agency owner's brand. I could also look at a sales coach's brand. Like there's so many different people that I can find inspiration from. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm just going to go through here and scroll. All right. Anything that I like, I'm going to save it. Okay. So I would do that on my phone. I'm not gonna do it for here, but I would look at the Reels tab. I would just look through for that 30 to 60 minutes and just save it. All right. Now, this is extremely important. You've got to keep your save folder clean. All right. So this is just from honestly last week. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reels or pieces of content / ads that I have saved. That's it. Okay. That's it. Because if I have, like, I used to have like 50 in here. I was like, dude, this isn't helpful. So once a week during this time block, I'm just going to save it, and I'm just going to filter this too. So I'm going to save it and filter it. Is there anything in here that I do not like and I don't want to create at all? I'm going to get rid of it. All right. Less is more here. All right. So it's the first thing I'm going to do. The second thing I'm going to do, so come back over here. So Wednesday is just research ads. All right. Day number 2 on Thursday, this is where I'm actually going to come up with my ideas. Okay. And I'm going to do that in two ways. Okay. Number one is I'm going to come up with my idea and I'm going to send the static images that I like. Okay. So here's one example of a static image that I liked. I'm going to send this to my VA. Okay. I'll send her typically 3 to 5 static images and I'll say, hey, here is the concept that I want to test. Can you make this an image like this with what I want in a Canva file and then give me access to it? All right. And let's cover that first and I'll cover what I do after that. And what she'll do is she'll do that. So these are examples from past ones that I've sent her, right? And she'll still send me different templates to use. And every week, this costs me about $200 a week. It's so worth it. I just go through again, save all the images I want. I send them to her and then she sends these back to me, right? These are ones that she made in Canva. And then I find the ones, if I send her 5, I might only pick 3. Okay, so like, again, I didn't use these top 2 over here. I had a hard time with this one and I didn't like it, so I didn't use it. But these ones down here, I did. These are the ones that are live in my account that I just showed you, right? So she sent me this one. All I did is go over here and duplicate the page. And now I start changing the copy, right? And I can make 3 to 5 of these that I can throw into the ad account. All right, here's the next one she made me. I didn't like this one either. I didn't use it. All right, there's the next one she sent me. Did that again, and I duplicated those and just adjusted, again, like 5 simple secrets, the 3-step system, right? This one says, without posting viral content using Facebook ads, without posting viral content, Instagram ads, run Instagram and Facebook ads to sign 10 to 20 clients without the grind. But again, like with all of these, just kind of coming back what we talked about earlier, it's the same avatar, it's online coaches. They're at the same level of awareness of like run Instagram ads, right? And using ads, right? So these are all solution aware people who are getting served this ad, right? If I left out Instagram ads and didn't say it the new way, the unique way, I'm now talking to a problem aware audience. I wouldn't put that in the same ad set. Following, next one, she sent me this one. All right, I duplicated this out and changed the background color, right? Then I duplicated it out, changed it to posting content, and that was that. Last one here, this one was a failed test. I launched these yesterday and they were not good. So I killed them in a day just based off of cost per click. But still, like, she sent me this one. I just duplicated it, changed out the benefit and to be more specific. Those 2 were in the account for a day. Didn't perform well, so I killed them. Anytime I use like the red background and stuff, it's almost like it looks like an ad too much. But yeah, that was this week's ads that I launched. This was the week before, right? So she made this one for me. I duplicated it out and just changed out the headlines, right? Again, super simple, free course, okay? Very similar, right? Just different copy, okay? She made this one. I duplicated it. Boom, okay. Again, like the system here, she made this one. I duplicated it, right? The system here is find stuff that works that you're seeing that you like. Do not copy anybody's stuff word for word. Then ideally have a VA just do this. It's gonna make it a lot easier for you. If you don't have that, you can do it yourself, but you duplicate all of the creatives that you like, make it into one Canva image, and then from there, just continue to duplicate these Canva images to do 3 to 5 images. I do that every single week. Okay. The second thing that I'll do, again, I'll typically look at my calendar, I'll task those out to her on Thursday, and then typically I'll get them before Sunday in for the next week's account. So she's just really fast. She'll get them done in typically like a day, if not 2 days. So then they're in the account ready to go on Sunday. The other side of this, like I shared with you guys, I was going through here and you can see there's a lot of videos in here. Now, what I do to create video ad scripts is I'm currently using Poppy. It's incredible. I don't think I've made a video on this yet. I might have included it last week. I don't know, to be honest. But I'll share this with you. This is an incredible tool to help you come up with creative and create creative fast. Okay. So let me just grab one of these. I'll take, who's this? Brandon Forbes. So Brandon Forbes, another business coach. Brian Mark, another guy for online health and fitness coaches. And I think this guy's, I don't know who this guy is, but I saw a couple of his reels and liked him. So, and then this is Maria. She helps people with online courses. So let's go with Maria. So she sells courses. So it's still similar avatar. Both of these guys are somewhat way competitors, but also like we all work together. What I'm gonna do here is with this tool Poppy, I'm just gonna copy her that post that she made. This could be an ad. And then in this dashboard, this is freaking awesome. All I have to do is just push Control V, all right? And then when I hit Control V, just like I did there, you'll see that her post loads in this board. And when it does this board allows this will actually transcribe the text that she said, right? And then inside of here, I'll also use my chat feature. And again, this is an awesome tool. It's 300, maybe $400, but totally worth it. Inside of here, I can use any of the AI tools. So I like to use Claude Sonnet 4.0. And what I'll do is once this is done, right, cool. the transcript is pulled, I'm then going to attach it to here and say, hey, I just attached a video from Instagram that is this from a creator, and I want to repurpose this into a ad that is promoting my paid ads mini course. The mini course is designed to help online coaches get 10 to 20 clients a month. And I want you to use the structure of this reel that I just gave you. I want to turn it into my own. I don't want it to sound copycatted, but I do want to use the structure of it. This should be 45 to 60 seconds max. And let me know if you have any questions for me that can help you make a really solid reel that uses the same concepts or ad from this post that's attached. Start by pulling the transcript from this and go from there. All right, so I just did that on the fly. So we'll see how it does. Cool, original transcript, it's gonna pull it, right? So hook, here's the hook, here's what she did, and now it's gonna give me a script. Now, I would go through this and I would probably change this a lot, right? So like, hook was a personal achievement credibility statement. Your adaptive version, I helped this go from here to here. I wouldn't do that. So just knowing me, I would keep talking to it. Let's keep working on it. All right, give me the full transcript, please. All right, this is the full transcript. I got over 500,000 Instagram followers in 22 months. And frankly, the most important thing you can do is post at least twice a day, right? But most people who post daily don't get anywhere near my following. I post differently and strategically, blah, blah, blah. So that's a very super simple, short and sweet post. All it's saying is like, this is my story. Here's what I did, right? But a lot of people do this, but they don't get the result. I do it differently. And I put together a guide that shows you how to do it fast. Comment this to get it. So this is actually a great ad. Like I will more than likely run this ad, but I will absolutely change it, right? So what it gave me was actually, I would say it was crap. Having an ad system, that's not bad, but like the hook should be personal, right? So it's like, what would be a better hook is, I've signed 20 plus clients a month the last 18 months. And frankly, the most important thing you can do to sign more clients is run ads. That could be a version of the first hook, right? Or I've made $100,000 a month or more over the last 16 months. And frankly, the most important thing you can do to do that is run ads. But a lot of people are running ads. They just don't get anywhere near the results I get. That's because I run ads differently, right? I put together a 60-page document that tells you to run ads, blah. But I wouldn't have a 60-page document. I would have my paid ads mini course. But you guys see how I'm doing this? So from here, I have the transcript. I would keep talking to chat and make it tighter, just like I kind of shared with you. Is like, no, I want this tighter. Right. And then after I've done that, I would ask for, 3 to 5 hooks. So let's just do this. Can we have the one that we write be identical in structure? Okay. But again, just replace the Instagram followers with case studies and personal stories of some achievements I've done. For example, I've made over $100,000 a month for the last 16 months. And that's all from running ads. Another one you could use for another hook would be I've signed 20 plus clients a month the last 16 months because of paid ads. Another hook we could use is ask me another question that could be another personal testimonial social proof, but I wanna make sure I have that in there because that's gonna make this thing work really well. Okay, it's gonna do its thing. Oh, that's a good one. I've helped my clients generate over blank in revenue. We've actually done around 8 million. So I could do that. Our clients have signed over 8 million, right? That could be a really good one, right? And then hook structure number 1, this is what I gave it, right? I've made over 100K a month the last 16 months. And frankly, the most important thing you can do is have a proven ad system. A lot of people run ads, but they don't get anywhere near my results. I run ads differently and strategically. So I put together a mini course on how to get them fast. Just comment ads below and I'll send you free access. That's pretty good, right? You see what I'm saying? So what I'll do here, again, this is for my video ads. I always start with a transcript because I may not use exactly what ChatGPT says, but I'll start with that. And then I'll just keep dropping them, right? So like, let's say that was one, then I'll go to the next one and I'll come back in there. I'll post this one. I'll detach this video and then I'll be like, all right, great. Let's do the same thing for this new video attached. And I need to let this thing load. But once it's loaded, boom, I push go again. It's going to help me crank out some scripts, right? And then I will just plug these scripts in to film the next week. All right, cool. So it just loaded and now we pulled that thing out, right? So it just pulled the post text. That's going to be the caption. And then the video content is going to be the script, right? Now I'll adapt this using your stuff. Which hook would you like me to use for this one? Give me 5 hooks that you think will perform best to capture the right attention. And again, I'm always going to work with this more, but you can also go full screen with this. So now that it's attached to that video, it can go, back and forth. It gives me 5 different hooks and then let's go, great. Can you now give me the body? and then it's going to give me the full body again, using a similar structure that post I just used. Now, I'm not going to read through this, but I would definitely make some edits to it. I'm never just going to take it as is, but I tell you what, this makes the process so much cleaner. Okay, so much cleaner. All right. So coming back to the schedule, because again, this is the system, right? Is research on Mondays or Wednesdays, send the graphics to the editor and plug the scripts that I saved into Poppy AI. And then I have my scripts, right? Then we'll skip this day. This day is typically when I would do the same thing essentially for YouTube and other content sources. From here, right? I will film the reels the following week, right? So I'll film those ads or reels in the following week. You can see I'm in this block right now where it's my filming zone. Going through YouTube now, I'm going to do ads next. I'll film it here and then I'll send it to the editing team. And then what'll typically happen is, again, I will get my static images and I'll get the edits that I film on the next Tuesday by like Friday/Saturday. So then on Sunday, this is when I review my content and it's going to be out posted for the week. And it's also when I go into the ad accounts and we'll load up all the different creatives. So typically on Sundays is when I'll go in here, I'll make these minor changes to the ads, right? And I will upload all the videos my editor sent me and I will upload them in what we did at the start, right? If it's a lead-based campaign, I just duplicate the existing ad set, right? And we'll rename this with the new creatives inside, and we'll have 3 to 5 ads inside, right? Whether they're video or they're statics. If it is a schedule-based objective or a purchase-based objective, I just duplicate the winning ad set, whatever the audience is. Typically, they're broader audiences. And then I will launch those in there in that CBO campaign, right? And every single week, I just keep doing that. If it's a CBO campaign, the best part about scaling is I just go up 20% on this main campaign. If it is a ABO, like again, they're launched at the ad set level, I'll just take these things up by 20%. Right now we have one winning creative and these ones are showing some signs of promise, but haven't got there yet. And the rest of these are just testing, right? And that's what I do. Every single week, just keep that thing on repeat. And eventually, like if I didn't want to do the content sourcing and the script writing, like I could probably outsource that. But for me, that gives me a lot of like joy. I enjoy doing that. I also don't like necessarily filming things that I didn't create, but that's how I can build a process for it, eventually hire that out to where, again, maybe my job is just to film and I'm good, right? I can have someone doing the research for me, the script writing, talking to the graphic designer, and then even scheduling the ads in the account. All of that could eventually be outsourced. All right. So guys, that's how I test creatives really fast. If you guys like this video, please give me a like and subscribe to this. I'm trying to create a lot more videos like this. I know they're on the longer side, but I'm giving a lot of good details and nuggets away in these. So again, if you guys need help with any of this stuff, there'll be a link down below to book a call with my team. Happy to see if we can help and guide you in the right direction for support. All right, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next time.